YouTube family, what's up? Charles Cannon here. Today we got a pretty cool video for you guys. I'm going to be creating my first pair of Dior Lightning Air Force Ones for a Tampa Bay Lightning fan out in Florida who wanted a little twist, with some designer. So I figured, why not let y'all tune in with me, watch me create this dope pair of summer drip for this customer. I think it's going to be pretty cool, pretty quick project. So go ahead, grab your favorite drink, your snack, your old lady, your boo thing, your spouse, or whoever you like to watch your YouTube videos with, and come kick it with your boys. I create this summertime drip. We're going to head over to the paint station, and we're going to get busy.
Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started off. We're going to use some acetone to prep our shoe. This removes any factory finish and allow any paint or materials we plan on using on the shoe to adhere, giving you a good product.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney.
Now I usually do 2 or 3 passes with this, or until I no longer see that gloss-like finish that comes to most shoes. If you're new to customizing, then the eye for this will develop over time. Until then, just make sure you hit every area properly 2 or 3 times with your acetone to allow you to have a good adhesion.
I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10 too much.
Now what we're going to do is go ahead and tape off areas of the shoe where we don't want to get any paint. Later on, we will use these same pieces of tape to cut off our Dior pattern and place on the shoe. Now remember, when doing this, you want to make sure you get good, clean, crisp lines, because we will be using this same tape to cut our Dior pattern to place on our shoe. And when doing this, you don't want any gaps. You want it to make it look nice, clean, and crisp for your finished product.
Made a few checks, but they all in the rest. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast.
Now the tape I'm using here is Scotch masking tape. This can be found at your local Walmart or your local arts and crafts store, or even Amazon. When I buy it, I normally buy in bundles because I tend to use it quite a bit and it covers more area of the shoe. Now let's get into the fun part. Now I'm going to be using a toothbrush that I slightly dip into some paint. I use it to make the splatter effect by simply flicking my thumb over the bristles and letting it fling the paint all over the shoe. Now the paint I'm using here is Angela's brand in the color blue. I'll also be using Angela's brand gray to give it that blue and that gray speckle effect all over the shoe, which resembles the colors of the Tampa Bay Lightning that the customer requested. Now I'm going to use some Angela's white and my Angela's brush to tackle the air with the line on the heel of the shoe, making it pop. Now check how I use my pinky to give myself some stability as I do this. You can also use any other makeshift stands you have to position your shoe on, which will give you some help to, tackle this obstacle of the shoe. Now, Liquid Kicks Official, who also is a finisher that I use, they also provide great shoe stands, which allows you to rest your shoe on there as you paint. Now, you're probably wondering, where did the gloss come from? I thought we removed this in the beginning of the video, right? Well, the gloss is coming from the adhesion promoter that I sprayed on the shoe off camera, which allows good adhesion for the paint and the material. Now, keep in mind, you want to allow each layer of paint to properly dry. You can use a blow dryer, or you can also use a heat gun from your local arts and crafts store or your hardware store to help with the drying process. gonna go behind my work with some Angelus flat black and touch up areas where I may have some splatter effect from early on in the session to give me a nice clean black background, so when I apply my lightning bolts, it will make it pop. Time for lightning bolts. Now for this, I will be using my Posca fine tip white marker. I usually use my Angelus direct paint markers or my Alpha 6 paint, but I don't have the white at this time, so the Posca marker will do.
Like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took or lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me.
Now the fun part about making lightning bolts is just squiggly lines. Anybody can do squiggly lines, right? Perfect. Now to make my lightning bolts glow, I'll be using my Alpha 6 airbrush ready paint in blue. I will lightly spray this over the white lines to give it that glowing effect.
Still starving, so see like I got my own garden, and I'm talking to the king while I'm flipping through James, making sure my cardiac don't harden. Mind your manners, Midwest flow, country grammar, out the slammer, way too free, and I rep my set. Young OG, loves my drug and IOD, prize my heel, my Achilles. Yeah, I mean that it come before the fall, grace deserving all. My son had me there, Yahweh took it all. I spit the truth in the booth, shaking lies off for ya. My God, covered in the blood, you would think that I was fangs on Dracula. My God, flip it all around, you would think he had your life on spatula. All ops will get massacred on the day that he comes right back for us. They say the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn.
Money.
All of the L's I took or lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned.
Now I'll be laying down a couple coats of gray over my black, so when I lay down my blue, it's a little bit lighter and pops against the rest of the shoe. I usually do 2 to 3 coats of each color. It varies depending on what are you working on or your preference, but for mine, I just do 2 to 3. Now remember, when you apply your coats, you want to do it in light coats. You don't want to do so heavy, because this could lead to cracking later on, and you don't want that for your finished product. Now, we're going to be removing tapes for different sections of the shoe and applying it to the Dior pattern and slowly cutting out our pattern and then reapplying it to the shoe with some glue.
Yeah. They hate when you elevate.
Now when you're cutting, you want to make sure you cut this perfectly and follow the guide of your tape. You don't want to have any gaps or any crooked lines when you lay down your pattern. Now you can use scissors or you can use X-Acto knife. Most of the time I use an X-Acto knife on my cutting board, but scissors will do for now.
Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself.
Now that we got it cut, let's put it on the shoe and see how well we did.
They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate.
Perfect.
Elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate.
Now I will finish applying all my fabric around the shoe using some barge cement glue I had on deck. Now watch how I apply the glue to the shoe, making sure I do not allow the rubber cement glue to touch the blue swoosh, as this could lead to the blue paint coming off.
I might just pull up before it. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can
another piece of the Dior pattern. Make sure you apply carefully, aligning properly for a good finish. Now, after applying my Liquid Kicks matte finisher off camera, time to lace them up.
Two different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played. You speaking so loud with nothing to say. Hey, I'm betting it down on me. They said they ride for me, and they talk so bad on me. I know there's no friends in this business. That's why I keep my family close. Let's go. Put in work and secure the bag, and then take it back to my foes.
It's been a cold, cold summer. Ice in my veins, but you know I'm about to warm up. Yo, it's been a cold,
There you have it,
summer.
Dior Lightning Air Force Ones. I think they turned out pretty great for my first time using fabrics on a sneaker. I prefer the drawing and painting method, but there's a first time for everything. And besides, what the customer wants, the customer gets. We make it happen here at Lustrous Souls.
So there you have it, the Tampa Bay Lightning Dior Air Force Ones. I thank y'all for tuning in with me. Don't forget to hit that notification button and that subscribe button to be notified when your guy, Charles Cannon with the Lustrous Souls, uploads another dope video to YouTube. I want to thank y'all for tuning in with me on my first custom sneaker video. We got more to come. It's going to be more fire, I promise you. Please hit that subscribe button. I want to thank y'all. Follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you can find, whatever you use to socialize with your community, your friends with, and tune in with your boy to stay updated with all the dopest summertime drip. I thank y'all for tuning in with me. Now I got to get back to work. Peace.